Explosive testimony of former White House aide testifies in the January 6 hearings. The surprising actions she says former President Trump carried out that day. And the vacation of the future, how this luxury hotel would stay in the air for years.
The Rundown, brought to you by Goal Zero.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. The latest January 6 hearing Tuesday focused on former President Donald Trump's action on that day. The testimony came from Cassidy Hutchinson. She was an assistant to Mark Meadows, Trump's White House chief of staff. Hutchinson says that Trump wanted to remove metal detectors at his rally on January 6 and let in armed supporters because he said they weren't there to hurt him. She also said she heard about a dramatic confrontation in the presidential limousine when Trump was told he could not go to the Capitol after his rally because it wasn't safe.
The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel.
A source close to the Secret Service says that never happened. Donald Trump called her a phony and a leaker, and he denied all of her allegations. But Hutchinson also has her defenders. Former acting White House chief of staff Mick Mulvaney tweeted, "I know her. I don't think she's lying." COVID cases in LA County remain high ahead of the July 4th holiday. County public health officials say that there were more than 3,600 new COVID cases reported Tuesday. Now, currently, more than 800 people who have COVID in the county are in hospitals. Meantime, an FDA panel is recommending redesigning COVID-19 booster shots for the fall. The committee says the next round of booster shots should be modified to target the super contagious Omicron variant. It's unclear if this would target the original strain of Omicron or the subvariants like BA4 and BA5. The FDA could make a final decision on the boosters early next month. Governor Gavin Newsom has pledged to make California a sanctuary for women seeking abortions, but he says his administration will not spend any public money to help people travel here for the procedure. The state will dedicate $40 million to cover abortions for women who can't afford them, including women from other states. But travel expenses will not be paid for. Those costs are often the biggest barriers for women seeking care. In his new budget plan, Newsom has set aside an additional $20 million to pay for things like airfare, lodging, gas, and meals for people who already live in state. Millions of families are bracing for a challenging holiday weekend. There's growing concern about airline passengers getting to their destinations for the 4th of July. Delta is expecting more issues and announced it will let customers change flights for free over the holiday weekend. Delta isn't the only airline having problems. Since Memorial Day, there have been more than 20,000 flight cancellations and even more delays. Several reasons are to blame, including high demand, unpredictable weather, and pilot shortages. Are we done with the triple digits? It's been so hot. Meteorologist David Bigger is here to let us know what to expect for the holiday weekend.
Hi, Robin. As we go through the next couple of days, the cooling trend is going to continue, at least the cooling trend that we started as we went through the day on Tuesday. So as we came off the weekend, we're looking at triple digits. As we got into Tuesday, temperatures dropped into the low 100s. For Wednesday, we're looking at the mid-90s, and this cooling trend will continue heading toward next weekend. You can see that as we take a look at the overall pattern here starting on Wednesday, high pressure sitting over New Mexico. This will continue to move its way out of the area as we head through the second half of the week toward the weekend, and an area of low pressure will drop in the Pacific Northwest. This is significant because it has some cool air associated with it. It helps deepen the marine layer, and it brings back that onshore breeze. And guess what? It's not going anywhere. As we get into Saturday and Sunday, it stays right over the Pacific Northwest. No high pressure building back into the region. So if you're a fan of the cooler weather, you'll have plenty of that as we get into the holiday weekend. That's a look at the forecast ahead. Back over to you, Robin.
There are reports that Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker has been hospitalized. E! News is reporting that he was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center with wife Kourtney Kardashian by his side. The reason for the hospitalization is unknown. Barker tweeted Tuesday morning, "God save me." His daughter took to Instagram to ask fans to keep him in their prayers.
I'm a power blackout, and I'm going to put you in the dark. What is that?
It's the Yeti 3000X solar generator, a home backup system from Goal Zero. Take that, blackout.
The LAPD is asking for help to find an accused sexual predator. They say he followed a woman from the Expo Line station, sexually assaulted her, and then got away. It happened last Monday afternoon near Somerset Drive and Coliseum Street. Police say a man dressed in black followed the woman from the train station. Soon after, they say he tackled her into some bushes and assaulted her. The woman yelled for help, and that's when a Good Samaritan called police. If you recognize him, police want to hear from you. A data breach has exposed the personal information of every person with a permit to carry a concealed weapon issued by the state of California. The State Department of Justice says the breach happened as it launched its 2022 Firearms Dashboard Portal. That's a new website that tracks gun sales and crimes. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office says the breach includes people's names, ages, addresses, and the type of gun license they have. The State Attorney General's office says it's, quote, working with urgency to determine the scope of the breach and to contact permit holders directly. If you're an hourly employee in LA, get ready for a raise. The city of LA will raise its minimum wage on Friday to $16.04 an hour. It's one of several laws taking effect in the new fiscal year, which starts July 1st. The city of LA hasn't raised its minimum wage since 2015. Pasadena, Santa Monica, Malibu, and West Hollywood are also increasing hourly pay. Now to an historic moment for LA County. The county became the first in the nation to return land to a black family that was unjustly taken away. LA County supervisors signed the paperwork to return Bruce's Beach in Manhattan Beach back to the descendants of its original owners, Charles and Willa Bruce. So back in 1924, the couple was threatened by white neighbors to leave. And when that didn't work, the city took the property with eminent domain. Here's the Bruce's great-great-grandson.
This is a little bit of a closure for us as a family because of the horrific things that happened to the Bruce family in the past.
The county's agreement means that after a 30-day closing period, Anthony Bruce and 3 other legal heirs will inherit the land and lease it back to the county for $413,000 a year. They also have the option to later sell the property to the county for $20 million. It turns out even some of the greatest actors around have their doubts about certain roles in certain scenes, and that includes the star of one of the most beloved movies of the 90s, which would go on to win 6 Oscars.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Tom Hanks says he didn't think audiences would get the park bench scenes in Forrest Gump. He admitted in a recent podcast while shooting the movie he didn't think it would work, trying to tell Forrest's story backwards. Well, now those scenes are some of the most iconic of the movie, right? Which is held by many as a modern classic.
Hey, it's the Sanderson sisters. I bet you're looking for the stage. Always.
The Sanderson sisters have risen again after a 3-decade-long witchcraft hiatus. Disney Plus released the first teaser trailer for Hocus Pocus 2. The movie is scheduled to premiere on September 30th, just in time for spooky season. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy from the 1993 installation will all return for the anticipated sequel. The vacation of the future may include a luxury floating hotel. How does that sound? Check this out. The mock-up of this looks pretty amazing. A flying hotel for 5,000 guests with restaurants, a gym, mall, theater, even a swimming pool. Designers say the nuclear-powered aircraft would stay in the air for years and guests would fly to it. And while it looks pretty cool, the internet is a little divided on this. Some call it the next Titanic and say that there are numerous design flaws, and others say, hey, I'm ready to book a vacation if this ever becomes a reality, and I'm right there with you. Let's go. Let's check it out. Looks fun, right? You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and on our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4, weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.